Hello comrades, Commissar Bro here today with Soviet City. That's right. You're probably like, oh my god, his name is Commissar Bro and he's playing a game called Soviet City. Well, that's probably, yeah, that's what I imagine like 90% of people are probably saying right now. It's cool. Whatever. It's Warhammer. Whatever. Anyway, seriously though, Commissar Bro here today with Soviet City, and you're probably wondering a lot about this game. I'm frankly still wondering myself, and in all honesty, I've done like a million videos about this game over and over and over again to adequately describe my feelings of it. That's right, it's for some reason really hard to convey how I feel about this game. Why? I don't entirely know. So, let's try to get to the point. Yeah. I'm going to explain how the game works as simplistically as I can. Hopefully, it'll make perfect sense to you. You're probably more intelligent than me, so I'm sure it will. So anyway, this is Soviet City. It's a mixture of a city builder and kind of a puzzle game. You have to balance a bunch of different resources of terror, rubles, and population to be able to survive. That's just surviving. You actually have real resources over here like electricity and coal and wheat and so on and so forth. Those aren't even the hard things to get. No, the hard thing to do is to balance terror, which is it's a concept that isn't explained very appropriately, in my opinion, in the tutorial, but that's okay. That's what you've got me here for. I'm going to explain it as best as I can. So, you're probably wondering, what exactly is terror in this game? Well, because we're, a Soviet city, we have to appropriately terrorize our citizens to follow communism, right? So, when you build houses or you build things that are good for the people, it brings down terror. For example, if we build a church, it would -10 our terror. And this is a bar right here. It doesn't look like it, but it's very, very slowly counting down. If I leave my pointer here, you can see it slowly moving past it. Very slowly, right? Now, this terror, basically this minus number here, will actually go down the more of those buildings you build, like I said, houses and so on. And it's a constant change. It's a total pain in the ass. Now, to increase terror, you have to build buildings like the crematorium. What's the crematorium, you ask? I'm glad you asked. I'm going to show you. Zap. Oh, wow. It looks like that Soviet citizen has died. Well, let's go pick up his body and send it to the crematorium. Oh, well, that's interesting. Now that it's taken to the crematorium, what exactly happened? Well, he takes the body to the crematorium and he turns their bodies into coal. That's right. Let that sink in for a moment, if you will. Weird concept, right? This game is full of abstract ideas like this. It's weird. It's just very, very weird. Now, don't get me wrong. I like this game. I actually find it kind of fun. But it's hard. It is hard as hell. And if you're not willing to spend time to learn how to play it, don't even buy this game. Don't even do it. Because you're going to be confused, you're going to be frustrated, and you're going to give it a bad review when, honestly, I don't think it deserves a bad review. I think it's a good game with some interesting concepts, and it does what it sets out to do. Even though this is still only the early access, this game's not done, and there's still plenty of things they could do to make it better. But on the core concept of what they're trying to accomplish, they're doing it pretty damn well. So, that brings me to the next thing I kind of want to explain for those of you who have not played this game, which is the majority of people, I would imagine. This game is more of a roguelike. It's more of a puzzle game than it is a city builder. Now, I say puzzle because rather than worrying about like taxation and keeping your citizens happy, you have to balance this terror meter so much, and rubles, which you don't get a whole bunch of until later on in the game. And, like, trying to manage all that stuff while completing missions up here, like, for example, get 3,000 more people so I can get more terror points. And we're going to build actually, you know what? We're going to build these. Yeah, we need those. Soviet blocks. Sweet, sexy Soviet blocks all over the place. Alright. So our population's up to 7K. But once all those kind of kick in, that terror is going to... like, it's already going down to -4 again. And this plan is done. So, we actually managed to complete it, and we get a reward, which is 90 electricity. So, yeah. I know I'm kind of going all over the place, and this is probably not making any sense to you at all, and I apologize for that. But again, I'm going to try to explain certain things as best as I can. For example, terror points. What are terror points? Well, terror points allow you to do things like these on this menu here, to kill your citizens to keep terror up, and to send out fire trucks that will pick up the bodies for the crematorium to get you more coal. You don't get more of these unless you complete missions. There's no way that I've seen so far to produce more terror points. So that means if you waste all of your terror points early on, that's game, bro. It's game over. You're done. Now, rubles kind of work the same way. If you spend all your rubles before you can get to the later stages of the game, like where you can get, I don't know where it is, like the central bank, before you can get the central bank, and there was another building that I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember it. But if you do that before, you spend all your rubles before you get to those points, then you basically just have to start over. Again, that's where kind of the roguelite portion comes in. You've also got upgrades that you get in the main menu that you buy using these points. Now, these upgrades are kind of expensive because you only get these points when you complete missions, which are these things up here. For example, this mission is we have 5 minutes to produce 253 electric power. The chances of us doing that? Not very likely. If you fail too many of these missions, it's game over. You can pretty much fail 3 or 4 of them, I think. And then it's game over. So, what are we trying to do? What's the whole purpose of this game? Well, the whole purpose of the game is to actually build a rocket to send to the sun to harness the sun's energy. Makes no sense, right? That you're kind of starting to get the whole idea of the game. And that is literally the whole idea of the game. It makes no sense, and everything essentially, at least from what I'm picking up, is pointless. So, truly, for a gamer to enjoy this game, it's more about the challenging aspects of it. Being able to sit there and take the time to learn how these systems work, how they work together, marveling at the aesthetics of the game, because musically and graphically, I think this game is great. I love these watercolor tiles. Like, I love this, seriously. I think this game looks really freaking good. And I know a lot of people are not, like, even though the reviews on Steam are very positive, there's a lot of downvoting going on, saying that the reviews are not helpful. Now, some of the reviews, I'll admit, are kind of like, they're kissing the game's ass a bit too hard. Because, let's be honest, this game still has problems. It's only in early access, it's not done. But it definitely has problems, like the fact that the tutorials do not adequately explain how this game's systems work. It makes it really, really hard. Far more challenging than it should be. Looks like we gotta build another crematorium here to keep terror up high. That's right. But seriously though, I feel like that's something that's kind of an issue. It makes it kind of hard to understand. Like I said, is the fact that the game is not adequately explained in places, which is a shame. But I feel like it's intentional. Then again, I could just be making assumptions here, but it really does seem like they intentionally do not want to explain everything because they want this game to be harder. I don't know. I could just be saying things out of my ass, and look at that deadly radiation poisoning that I built my city right next to. Oh god, I love it. It's great. That is freaking hilarious. But seriously though, I mean, I don't really know what else I could really say about this game. I mean, it's It's good. I like it. I'm a fan. I find it to be fun. I like the aesthetic. I know they're kind of going with this idea that the Earth was taken over by the communists, and, you know, now basically all the communists can do are send stuff to the moon, and it's just, I don't know, it's kind of funny. It's weird. It's weird. I mean, and that's the thing. The whole game is weird, and I feel like as a Westerner that it's meant to be that way. I imagine the people who made the game are Western. I imagine the audience this game is targeted for is a Western audience. So this game, in general, is supposed to be weird and abstract. Because I don't know. I just feel like it's meant that way. It's lampooning communism in a sense. And which, if it's not obvious by the fact that you have to manage terror, you have to keep your citizens terrorized. That's less communism and that's more dictatorship. But I mean, it's funny. It's lampooning. It's making fun of it, and just so on and so forth. I mean, I could talk. I could continue talking, but I think you guys get the idea of what I'm going for and why I think this game is fun. I don't know if it's taught me technology. And we failed the mission. 26. Okay, so yeah, we could basically fail 4 missions. Alright, we gotta produce even more power. And when we get 520 gold. The hell's gold? You can get gold in this game? I don't know that. Resource slaves. You can get slaves. You can tell I haven't gotten very far in the game. I really haven't. It's very difficult to accomplish anything in this game. And especially money. Like, I'm just trying to make money. I'm just trying to make ends meet, sir. But anyway, this has been Commissar Bro taking a look at Soviet City. If you like this type of game, if you like how hard it is, like seriously, I'm talking banished level of punishment in this game. You will be restarting over and over and over until eventually you decide I don't want to play this game anymore, or that you get good at it and, you know, you accomplish what you set out to do in the first place. Anyway, this has been CB. Thanks for watching, guys. And if this is a game that you're interested in, feel free to pick it up. It's only like $10. It's not expensive at all. It's pretty cool. I like it. I'm a fan. I'm a fan, especially as the aesthetic, the music, and the artwork and whatnot. I think it looks great. And I think this is a game that if you give it a chance and you try it out, I feel like you're going to enjoy it too. But again, if you're a person who doesn't like city builders, or especially difficult city builders, just pass on by, because this is not your game at all. But anyway, it's been CB, and I'll see you next time.